Yo, what's going on guys? This is the build that I'll be using for today's video. So to start it off, me and my friend are 2v2 and 2 megs. I wasn't full health to start this fight. I did tell my friend to stay hidden, but he did his own thing. Now I'm going to go over the build as the video goes on. So for my sends, I use fetid scent. All you have to do is just get a bit of poison on someone and it gives you 20% increased damage. So it's really good, especially if you're like a duo or solo. If you have like a big group of megs, maybe like 3 to 5, you could use alpha 1, because then you could get anywhere from 24% increase in damage to 40%, and then plus that 10% healing. The other two senses are Twilight Menace, which gives you 15% increased stam recovery during the night. And the other one is Nicotine Membrane, which you can just see better during fog and underwater, which is the most useless sense ever. My friend to come towards me, but he didn't listen and he just jumped in the water and ends up getting himself killed. So at this point I'm in a 1v2 and I'd much rather fight this guy on land than the water, because in this specific clip I didn't have full meg water build, so I just took it on land. Back to the senses, I feel like Twilight Menace isn't really needed, just because Meg's stam is fine anyway, so yeah. I got out of the pond just to let my heavy bite come off of cooldown, and we end up trading. Now the two bites that I use, you don't have an option, is the heavy bite and the normal one that just puts poison on. Your heavy bite is the one that you'll be using mostly to do damage. You really do want to bait it out. Just try and use your heavy bite as much as you can. Don't really get some poison on, but don't be trying to terroride people, because they can punish you really good, because the meg just doesn't do enough damage with its normal bite. Now for my hide I use Streamlined, because I think water meg is the best one right now, just because on land you don't really want to fight. Like, I think the biggest enemy for the meg is the conch, and you don't really want to fight a conch on land because you can't face tank him and he's a little bit faster. Could run Toxic Immunity, which makes you immune to poison and venom, which is it's okay. It's really good for countering other megs, especially if they use fetid scent. But other than that, I mean, in Metries I guess, but other than that, nothing really has that. Maybe besides Megalania. Now for my back limb, I use Webbed Feet, which increases my swim speed and stamina in the water. There is Leap, which is good for, like, you take 20% less fall damage and you can jump a little bit higher, which the meg literally cannot jump at all. Like, it can jump, but it just doesn't get you anywhere, so I think it's pretty useless. And also I just would much rather have that 10% speed in the water rather than being able to take less fall damage. Now for my metabolism I use Fisher, because Fisher is actually really good. Certain fish like the pike will give you 20% stam regeneration, and then the big one, I forgot its name, it gives you 20% health recovery, venom and bleed heal, which is really good. So yeah, that's why I run it, and it's also just really easy to get fish, and you can still eat meat. For my leg slot I use Dive, which you don't have an option, and it's easily the best one even if there was an option. And for my voice I have Toxic Scream. You don't have an option as well, that's the only one in the slot. And it just improves your venom damage by 50%, which it's alright, it's not bad, but it's also just not good. In this fight we started off fighting a Bars and an Albert, and then a Dask came around to help them, and an EO, and then another two Dasps end up showing up, which were just random. and they end up fighting this group with us. So that was nice. We don't know these guys. It was just me and my friend as two Megs. Now, my favourite part about the Meg is how low it is to the ground. A lot of big apexes usually miss their tail attack just because how low you are, so it's very nice. And you can get those heavy bites off and just not get punished for it. Now, the Meg's got a really good hit and run style because of its heavy bite. That's what does all the damage. You don't really want to be constantly on someone just hitting them with your poison, because if they get one big hit off on you, it's not a good trade. That kind of goes more for things with like Duke or a good turn radius. If you can easily ride someone's tail, then yeah, go for it. But if you know it's very risky to be tail riding something, then you probably just want to bait out your heavy bites. Now, I don't really use Toxic Scream too often, which it's probably best to use it when you know you want a bunch of poison stacked up on someone, just so they can't run away, or just to keep that damage on as much as you can for fetid scent. Now, the head slam on EO, the hit reg on it is so dumb. Like, the guy clearly just didn't hit me and it still registered. Not only that, it does so much damage. Now, here I see the EO resting again. And honestly, I kind of just sent it, which wasn't the best idea. I was trying to get out, but I just got stuck on that rock right there, so that was very unfortunate. In this fight, I took a fight with Megalania, which it's a hard matchup. The Mira is very good defensively, and you can't really tail ride it. When you're fighting a Megalania, you want to bait out their tail barrage. That's if they have a tail barrage, which most Miras should be running a tail barrage. It does so much damage. It's very good. But this guy didn't have that. He just had imagine he had charge tail or something. He just, the only things he was using was the normal tail attack and the dash one that makes like a 360. But yeah, I was just trying to bait out that tail attack, and then I could heavy bite him. Now, honestly, I think I could have killed this guy, but he had a Tyranno Titan friend, which I really don't like Tyranno Titan. I feel like it's very broken. It's very fast. It's like the ultimate counter to the mid tiers of the game. Not only that, he was using this dash, which I just couldn't get out of the way of. I would try to do a 180, and he just got the bite off on me every single time. So I got my health back, and this Megalania switched to a Pycno, and look at that, he just randomly charges at this bush. Like, he literally just couldn't see me at all, and he just charged it. Which maybe he got lucky, maybe he saw me, I don't know, I found it weird. You kind of see as the video goes on, there's a couple of times that happens. I would much rather fight a Pycno than Megalania, just because he's not as good defensively. So I could punish him a lot better, and maybe even kill him. It is still hard with the Tyranno Titan right there. One thing I'm trying to do is just put enough distance to where my heavy bite comes back off of a cooldown. And you can see this guy uses charge tail, which I think is trash. Like, this is what most people do, is they just wait out for you to get past that charge tail, and then what can you do when someone's just tail riding you? Like, nothing. You don't have a juke to help you. And you can see this random baby aloe helps him, which was really annoying as well. And I really wanted to kill this baby aloe. Like, he was so annoying. Babies actually do a decent amount of damage. Another thing is, I don't really like how fast babies are. It's so stupid. They have so much stamina, so much speed. Like, the survivability on a baby is sometimes better than the survivability on a full adult. It makes no sense. They can just run for days. They're really fast, which is really nice for questing. But when you are trying to get some food or something, especially as like a Rex, you just can't catch up to them. Also, you seen there that the Picno popped his call, and I punished him for it because for like 10 seconds you can't hit while your call is activating. So it's also really good if you see someone doing a call, you can just like face tank them for a couple of seconds and then get out. No, I mostly play solo, duo, maybe sometimes with a trio. But babies always choose the big groups. They always just go help the big groups, and it's annoying because babies can actually like run you down. Especially like a baby Rex. Not only does a baby Rex do plenty of damage, it like has so much stamina. And here I got my health back again, and you can see I'm like quite far away. It's like pretty much a random spot, and maybe he heard me stand up, but once again he just goes right for the bush, which and there's another clip you see, which I found very weird, but maybe this guy just could hear me standing up. I'm not sure. Now I tried to do some damage, but in a 3v1 against a Picno, Adolescent Aloe, and a Tyranno Titan, it's very difficult. Especially that the Meg doesn't really do that much damage, and it is really squishy. And I'm not sure if this guy meant to invite me, but yeah. And they actually got me very low. And you can see here, this guy's just sitting there. He was sitting there for like 20 seconds, didn't move. I'm pretty sure the Meg is silent when it swims. All of a sudden, he gets up. So it's like, okay, maybe he heard me swim. Alright. And then, but you see in a minute, he gets up on this cliff. And then he just dives right at me. And it made like, how? I didn't move at all. And this guy just dives right at me. And you can't see me from up above either, because I was low enough to where you couldn't see me. And at this point, I put a lot of distance between me and these guys. So I got a few bites, and then I ran away, put a lot of distance, because I was expecting a Meg to come around. And obviously there was a Meg, but I did kill him. So I made my way to SLL, and I seen a Styrak. And I did see he was running for a little bit. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna follow this guy. And whenever he rests, I'll just kill him then, because 1-on-1 against a Styrak, which has got really good turn radius, you're not killing it. There's no way unless you catch him like resting and get some good damage off. So that's what I was trying to do here. I could hear his footsteps, so I just followed the footsteps. And Styrak is like one of my most played dinos. So I just know that his stamina isn't very good. And I did want to get some of my stamina back just in case I had to run at some point. So I did that. And I already knew this guy was resting, so I didn't want to stay there for too long. Now I do get the drop on this guy, resting. And I put some poison on him as well, just to get my fetid scent activated. And not only that, it just stops his stamina recovery from being as good as it would normally be. Which on a Styrak, that's like your biggest weakness is stamina. You need all the stamina you can get. And he charges away, which was probably the worst play. If I was him, even if I'm low, I'm going to try and fight, because you're not going to outrun a Meg as a Styrak. So I would just turn around, try and fight, and do what I can. And I also forgot to mention that my Meg subspecies is a +10 water speed, which I think is the best one, because, as again, I'm a full water Meg. Now, the other subspecies for Meg is, I think, 25% jump height, which is useless. I would never use that one. Yeah, the Meg just cannot jump on anything, even with it. And then you have 10% venom damage, I think, which is also pretty useless, because most of the time you just end up getting a lot of venom on them anyway, especially if you use your toxic scream. So yeah. Now here I'm fighting a Pycno, and a whole Anno family just comes out of nowhere and helps me out. And you can see there is a second Pycno, but luckily for me there was another Meg here, and he helped me out, which was very nice. And he also had another Meg friend, so it was 2 Pycnos versus 3 Megs, which is 6 slots versus 6 slots. Keep in mind this Pycno was crying in chat that I teamed up with these Megs to kill him. Now, what I would have done if I was this Pycno, I would have simply just ran away. The Pycno's stamina is so good, and the Meg is just not going to be able to keep up with it. And its trot speed, even if you do run out of stamina, you can just walk around for a little bit. Your trot speed is really good. It's like, the trot speed in a Pycno is like it's faster than a Anno full sprinting. And you can see here we're just bait and switching using our heavy bikes. That's what you want to do as a Meg, especially if you've got a good team. You just want to keep bait and switching. So here I seen 2 Alios fighting, 2 Patches, and I was just going to wait to pick someone off, maybe if they rested or got low. Now I was looking more at the Patches just because on land I can't catch a Alio, but I can catch a Patchy, so that's who I went for. And I ended up just one-tapping them.